And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a subscriber. I subscribed. And then, of course, I had to give him the customary Southern hug.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Across America. Just getting ready to head out here from Neah Bay, Washington, and I'll be heading down to a campsite about 35 miles from here today, Misty Willows, I believe it is. So I'm getting kind of a late start today. I was kind of repacking some things after yesterday, and it's going to take me a few days to get things exactly where I want them, but we'll get there. Well, we're finally on our way out of Neah Bay. I had to stop and pick up a few supplies at the general store here. I got about 35 miles to go down to a campground I talked about earlier. So this is the descent off that big climb I just did. And now back up a little bit again. Curves here. It's looked like this for probably, I don't know, 5-6 miles now. I'm about 5 miles out of Callum Bay, and that'll leave me with about, I think, 15 miles to get down to the campground. Callum Bay. Miles into the day, and we're going to turn and leave the coast here pretty shortly and start heading south. So we won't be seeing, oh, little bump there. So we won't be seeing the ocean again until we get down to Ruby Bay in a couple of days, probably. This is what I look like after 20 miles. I think pretty good from what I can see in the mirror there. So yeah, we just rolled into Callum Bay here. Callum Bay, I guess it is. I'll give you a little tour here. It'll be pretty quick. A little small town here. Standing in the parking lot of a little market and eatery, and that's the road heading south out of town here to go down to the Pacific Coast Highway, which is where I'll be going tomorrow. I'll hit that tomorrow. Actually, I'll be almost there today. I'll be about a mile away from it, a couple miles away from it. This afternoon when I get down there to the campground I'm going to stay at. So this is Clallam Bay, and I am going to go in. I wished I was hungry. But I'm not, because I didn't eat lunch until 12:30, and it's 3 o'clock now, and there's no place to stop and sit down and get anything between here and the campground I'm staying in. So I might go in and get pie and ice cream. I'll see if they've got that. That would be a good thing to have. And then I got some stuff that I can cook when I get down to the campground in a couple more hours. So we'll I think I'll go check that out. So I'm about, let me see, 1.3 miles into a 1.5 miles into a 2.6 mile climb here. And it's give you a little look here, up the road, down the road, and this is what's behind me, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful up here, and I'm telling you, I would have kept pedaling, but I had to stop here to get this scenery. It's not that my legs are burned out. Really, I'm serious, it's not. But I think they're gonna be by the time I get this one finished. This is the last climb of the day, and I'll be at the campground shortly after I get through this one, or within a few miles, I think. But yeah, it's beautiful up here tonight. Well, I think we may have found our camp site. Yeah, Misty Willow Camp. Yay. Well, hello everybody, and I'm here at my campsite in, what town are you close to, Willow?
So we're the closest town, big town, is Forks, Washington.
Okay, so we're near Forks, Washington, and this is kind of what I would call a remote campsite. But I'm here tonight with Willow.
Hi, y'all.
Willow is the owner of the campsite, and Willow, tell her the story that you just told me.
So this was great. When I pulled up to check and make sure that my camper had everything, because we call everybody Campkin here, I kind of took a second look and thinking, I know him, and I kind of gave him a strange look. Knew that he needed some water and that he needed some firewood, and spoke a minute or two, and then went back to fetch it, and then came back to drop it off. And we were just talking, and I said, "So you're around here, and from around here?" And he says, "Oh no, I'm from Wisconsin." I said, "Oh, okay." So in my head, I'm thinking, well, just maybe a familiar face, and all of a sudden, he starts to tell me that he's riding all around cross country on his bike, and then he tells me the name of his channel, and it's now, of course,
Too Far Away Adventures.
Too Far Away Adventures. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a subscriber. I subscribed. And then, of course, I had to give him the customary Southern hug, even though I'm in the North. I'm from Louisiana. But it was just amazing. I couldn't believe that. It's like, that's why I knew his face. So it's a good channel, y'all. Make sure you subscribe, because he's doing some really cool things. And I'm not too fond of the news, because it always seems like it's some kind of ruckus, but this is really cool.
And what a coincidence! My first night of camping, I come to your campground, and you're already a subscriber, and that's amazing.
That's wild.
Yeah,
It's just, I'm just like going, no way.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, well, again, welcome to Misty Willow's camp, and I hope you enjoy. And my husband and I'll be back a little later. And if you need anything at all, please feel free. The campsites are, some are really tucked in the woods, some are out where people are more comfortable. There's a privy compost toilet in every site. We try to make sure that folks have what they need to enjoy the best of the wilderness. And we try to keep it real friendly for folks. And we hope that long after our bones are history, that this place would be there for folks to come and camp.
Mm-hmm. Well, Willow, thank you very much for having me. You were so helpful today when I called you this morning. You got right back to me. You had everything set up for me, and you were down here within 5 minutes of my arrival. And I got here pretty late. I didn't get here till like 6:15 tonight. Willow, thank you very much.
Thank
I'm
you,
sure I'm going to
Spencer.
enjoy staying here tonight.
Oh yes, most definitely.
I don't believe in magic, but but at any rate, yeah, that was really what a coincidence. The first night of camping, and I run into Willow out here, and she's a subscriber, and this is the perfect place for people that bike pack. It's like wild camping, but not quite. So it's actually better. So I'm leaving Forks now to head to a hostel about 20 miles from here. I talked to the guy out there, and they got space for me tonight, so I'm gonna stay there. It's a bunk room style thing, but I can get a shower there, and I don't have to pack water out to the only the campgrounds between here and it looks like for quite some time there's no water available at any of them, so I don't have to pack water out there. Although I'll probably have to pack some tomorrow because I got to ride through a kind of a remote area tomorrow too for services, so we'll see. So anyway, I'm down here in the HOH Rainforest, and I'm staying at the Rainforest Hostel with Jimmy. Do you mind if I
Okay.
if I put you on camera? This is Jimmy. Say hi, Jimmy. Jimmy's been my host for tonight, and I'm going to give you a little tour around the hostel here. It's a great place to stay. Jimmy has everything here that you need: beds. You can cook in his kitchen. He basically just makes you a member of the family for the night, don't you? Don't you, Jimmy? Yeah, that's exactly how I felt here with Jimmy. But we're down here looking at some flowers that he planted. How long ago was it, Jimmy?
35 years ago.
And how long have you been here?
37.
37. So I'm going to stand in here amongst these beautiful
Okay.
flowers in Jimmy's yard here. Okay, so we're loaded up and we're getting ready to take off from the Rainforest Hostel, saying goodbye to Jimmy, who's out working in the yard now, getting some things done. And well, what a beautiful place. And I had a great night here and looking forward to the ride today. It's cloudy. I can't tell what the weather is because I don't get an internet connection long enough or strong enough to check it. So I don't know what we're heading into, but the last forecast I saw was for sunny days. And so here we go, first mile out of the Rainforest Hostel. And this is day 4 on Across America. Wednesday, June 4th. I'm already losing track of the days. And the plan for today, a little bit longer ride, even though I'm starting late 3 days in a row. Not quite as late as the first day, about the same as yesterday. And there's a campground about 45 miles from here in Amanda Park, and that's where I'm going to be heading. I need to find a place to buy a Discover Pass. That gets you into all the government campgrounds throughout state parks and national parks throughout, state parks throughout Washington. So I got to grab one of those. I think there's a place up here to do that. Jimmy was saying there's a convenience store up here about, I think he said it's about 5 or 10 miles away. So we're going to be heading through what's known as the HOH Rainforest of Western Washington. Be turning at Ruby Bay to start heading down the coast again here. I think that's only about 8 or 10 miles up. So that's kind of the plan for the day. Just left the Ruby Beach parking area. I'm just riding down along Ruby Beach here on the going south on Highway 101 here. These next, I think it's about 10 miles down through here, will be my final departure on this trip from the Pacific Ocean. I'll probably stop down there somewhere and maybe talk about that a little bit, but really beautiful sight. I want to get the bike in here and just Some nice vistas from up here to look at of the Pacific. I haven't spent much time on the Pacific. I've been on it down in San Diego, and I think until Hobuck Beach, when we did the dipping of the tire a couple of days ago, I think that was the first time I'd ever been on the Pacific anyplace else in the U.S. So it's kind of, it's definitely different from the Atlantic, and beautiful view up here. So I'm here at the Kalaloch Lodge in Ruby Beach, Washington, along the Pacific shore here. I just had lunch here at this little restaurant, sitting out here on the right out here on the shore. I ran into another biker, the first biker that I've run into that I've met up with on this trip. And unfortunately, he was going north. You can't imagine how excited I was when I rolled into the parking lot and saw his loaded up bike there. And his name was Bob. He's from Lake Tahoe, and he's riding from Portland, Oregon up to Vancouver to go to his daughter's college graduation. So I spent about 20 or 30 minutes talking to him. He gave me some pretty good information on the rest of my day today. And on down to Aberdeen, because he came past Aberdeen. I'll be cutting off in Aberdeen probably tomorrow or very early Friday. Yeah, it was great to see another guy out here on a bike, and he said I was the first one that he'd seen going south since he had left a few days ago from Portland. So that was encouraging. But at any rate, I'm going to go out here, get on the bike, and head on down to Amanda Park. So this is Lake Quinault, Washington. He's spending the night here. I got to find a campground on day 4. So this is going to be my spot tonight, I believe. I have to go down here and check and see if they've got water. And I'm going to check out a couple other spots. I'm on Lake Quinault here. I'll take you on a little tour here in a bit. This looks pretty nice. Wow. So we got water coming out our ears here. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Wow. It's about 7 o'clock at night, and just another gorgeous night in the Olympic Peninsula. If you have not been up here, you got to come. It's just beauty upon beauty. Well, let's get camp set up. I think I've decided which one I want. So we're on the outskirts of Hoquiam, Washington. Where we will turn east and head towards Aberdeen, and this will be we made our final departure from the Pacific yesterday, but we'll be turning east, mostly going toward the east here for the next few days as we get ready to go over the Cascade Mountains. So now we're in Hoquiam, and we've turned east, and now I'm avoiding glass here. Really got to watch out for that stuff. It's not, you don't see a lot of glass on the side of the road anymore, but with bicycle tires, you need to avoid it, or you'll pay for it by changing a tire in the midst of it. So we're going to head east here. Like I said before, we'll be going east now for a few days. up over the Cascades, down to Yakima, Washington. Pretty much an easterly trek now until we get to Missoula, Montana, and then we'll turn south and go almost straight south for a bit and kind of southeast until we get to Yellowstone National Park. That's what'll be happening over the next couple of weeks. Well, I'm in Aberdeen and about, what have I got? 2/10 of a mile to get to my hotel. And that'll be the end of day 4. Looks like we're going to be right at 44 miles for the day. Not bad. I didn't feel the greatest today, but I'll have days like that. I think the important thing is I got to where I wanted to get today. Well, not totally. I wanted to be over in Montesano, but a week ago, if you'd asked me if I was going to be in Aberdeen on Thursday night, the first week, I'd have been pleased with that. So I'm not going to complain. And here we are at the Travel Lodge. I'm going to go check in and find some place to eat around here and call it a day. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow.